Have you ever looked at someone's Instagram and thought, how is everyone so rich? The vacations, the luxury cars, the designer clothes, the private jets, the perfect life. Meanwhile, you're checking your bank account before buying a coffee. And after seeing enough of it, something dangerous starts happening. You begin to feel behind, like everyone else figured out life except you. So you spend a little more, buy things you don't really need, upgrade your lifestyle, swipe the credit card, just to feel like you're keeping up. But what if I told you, many of the people you're trying to keep up with are completely broke? What if the Lamborghini is rented, the private jet is fake, the luxury mansion belongs to someone else? And what if the biggest reason millions of people stay poor isn't because they don't make enough money, but because they're secretly paying to look rich? Today, we're exposing the hidden industry built around fake wealth, the psychology that makes people destroy their finances for strangers, and why the people who look richest online are often the ones struggling the most behind the scenes. Once you see it, you'll never look at social media the same way again. Part 1. The Fake Wealth Factory. Let's start with something that sounds completely insane. In Los Angeles, there are businesses that rent out wealth. Not actual wealth, the appearance of wealth. For a few $100s, you can rent a Lamborghini. Not to drive across the country, not for a special occasion, just to take photos. You can rent luxury mansions by the hour, not to live in, not to host a party. Just long enough to convince strangers online that it's your house. And somehow, it gets even crazier. There are fake private jets. Entire businesses have built airplane interiors inside warehouses. The windows don't show clouds. The plane never takes off. There's no pilot, no destination, just a few luxury seats, a fake window, and the perfect Instagram photo. Thousands of influencers have used them. Millions of people have seen those photos, and most never realized they were looking at a movie set. Think about that. Someone pays money to look rich for people they don't know, so those people will think they're rich. The entire thing is a performance, but performances have consequences, because once everyone starts pretending to be wealthy, everyone else starts feeling poor. And that's where the real problem begins. Part 2. The debt nobody posts about. A few years ago, a young woman shared a story online. At first glance, her life looked successful. Nice clothes, fancy restaurants, weekend trips, always doing something exciting. But behind the photos, something very different was happening. She was drowning in debt. Every time she opened social media, she saw people her age living incredible lives, vacations, designer brands, luxury experiences, and slowly, she started comparing herself, not because she wanted to, because that's what humans do. Comparison is automatic. When everybody appears to be winning, you start wondering why you're not. So she started spending, a little here, a little there, new clothes, more nights out, a better lifestyle. Most of it went on a credit card, and for a while, it worked. People thought she was doing great, but eventually reality arrived. Interest payments started piling up, bills became stressful, savings disappeared, and she realized something terrifying. The people she was trying to impress weren't paying her debt. The likes disappeared, the debt remained. That's the trap. Social media lets you borrow status today and pay for it tomorrow. Except tomorrow always arrives. And according to surveys, millions of people admit they spend more than they should because of social pressure. Not because they need something, not because it improves their life, but because they want to appear successful. The result? People sacrifice long-term wealth for short-term validation. Part 3. Why your brain wants to impress strangers. Here's the strange part. Most people know social media isn't real, yet they still fall for it. Why? Because this isn't a money problem, it's a psychology problem. For thousands of years, humans survived in tribes. Status mattered, acceptance mattered. Being respected by the group could literally determine whether you survived. And even though the world changed, your brain didn't. Today, the tribe isn't your village, it's your feed. Thousands of people watching, judging, comparing, scrolling. Every luxury photo sends a subtle message. Look at me, I'm winning. And whether you realize it or not, your brain responds. You start asking questions. Am I successful enough? Do I have enough? Am I falling behind? And that's exactly what modern marketing depends on. Companies don't just sell products anymore. They sell identity. The watch isn't a watch, it's status. The car isn't transportation, it's success. The designer bag isn't storage, it's approval. And once people start believing that possessions create value, they become trapped. Because there will always be someone richer, someone with a bigger house, a newer car, a more impressive vacation. The game never ends. That's why so many people spend their entire lives chasing appearances without ever feeling successful. Part 4. The Rebellion Against Flex Culture. But recently, something unexpected started happening. Some people got tired of pretending. They got tired of spending money just to keep up. And they started a new trend. It's called loud budgeting. The idea is simple. Instead of hiding the fact you're saving money, you openly talk about it. Instead of saying, "I can't make it," you say, "That's not in my budget." Instead of pretending you're busy, you admit you're prioritizing your future. And surprisingly, people started respecting it. Because for years, everyone was pretending they could afford things, pretending they were wealthier than they were, pretending they had it all together. Loud budgeting flips the script. It says, "No, I'm saving, I'm investing, I'm building something, and I'm not ashamed of it." For the first time in years, saving money became something people could be proud of, which leads to a surprising realization. Maybe the real flex isn't spending. Maybe it's having the freedom not to. Part 5. The people who actually build wealth. Here's something most people don't notice. The truly wealthy often look surprisingly ordinary. They don't need everyone to know they have money, because they already know. Think about it. If someone constantly needs to prove they're rich, who are they trying to convince? Other people? Or themselves? Real wealth is quiet. It's having options. It's having freedom. It's sleeping peacefully because your bills are paid. It's having investments growing while you're asleep. It's not worrying about emergencies. It's not checking your bank account before every purchase. The irony is almost painful. Many people spend their lives trying to look wealthy, while sacrificing the habits that actually create wealth. The people showing off often spend. The people building wealth often save. One gets attention, the other gets freedom. And freedom always wins. Final reflection. The next time you scroll through social media, remember something. You are seeing highlights, not reality. You don't see the debt. You don't see the stress. You don't see the credit card bills. You don't see the anxiety behind the photo. And you definitely don't see the people quietly building wealth while everyone else is busy performing it. Because the truth is, looking rich and being rich are completely different games. One is expensive, the other is valuable. One gets attention, the other gets freedom. And if you have to choose between impressing strangers or building a life you genuinely want, the choice should be obvious. Because at the end of the day, the people who matter don't care what car you post, and the people who care don't matter. If you enjoyed this video and want more insights into the psychology of money, power, and human behavior, subscribe to CultNexis, because sometimes the most important truths are the ones hiding in plain sight.